You are not ready. And the other guy, ready? Okay. 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 Ready? Okay. 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 Ready? Okay.
Hey traders, and welcome for the Halloween Elliott Wave dose. This is yours truly as always, Richard, with Lionheart-EWA analysis. Welcome traders. What's going on? What's cracking? Because we have a lot of volatility in the markets. So this is a scary Elliott Wave dose. It is Halloween, okay? So hold on to your panties, ladies. It's gonna be awesome. Right before the intro, we shall get started. All right, welcome back, y'all. This is yours truly, as always, the Elliott Wave Jedi, Wave Walkers, right here in this Elliott Wave dose, live on YouTube, just the way you like it, guys. I would like to remind you that there is the live chat section right there. So anything you need, just basically shoot your questions right there. If you want to add something or to communicate with me, first of all, let me say hello to some people. Oleg, hi. Happy Friday. Stay safe. Yeps. Glad to have you here as always. Okay, shall we get started, guys? I'm gonna kick things off with the dollar index here on the daily time frame, because it is doing an expanding flat for us on this daily time frame. The fractal is on track. Okay, the one that I've been actually tracking for a decent amount of time now, like 2 or 3 weeks already. So two to three Elliott Wave doses, right? So yeah, not getting a lot of streams right here, but let me see. Okay, live chat seems to be working, guys. For those of you who are actually present, just write your questions or comments in the live chat. Okay, so let's get started. Now, I will kick things off with the daily charts as usual. I'm gonna go over the dollar index, the euro US dollar, the dollar yen, gold. I'm gonna go on the indices and multiple stuff. Right after that, we'll shrink things down. We'll cover some cryptos as well, BTCUSD. But the point is that with the dollar index right here, this fractals, very much seems to be on track, on topic right about here. So all we need right now is for the dollar. All I actually need right now is the dollar to actually tank, to deliver that fifth leg. All right. So yeah, let's just, what I want is this, right? Without further ado, so what I want is a 5-wave sequence right here, because in my personal opinion, this was 2, and this time it actually took the form of an expanding flat. It's fine, all right? It's basically a complex sequence right here in this wave 2. So what I would be expecting after such a long time of consolidation, for the break to actually occur, for the move on the downside with the dollar. So this means that moving into the US elections, next week, let's say Tuesday, 3rd of November, okay? We have a lot of things going on. Volatility would most likely be huge. And yes, the VIX is indeed spiking as expected. As I actually, told you guys numerous times before. So yes, it is happening. So basically, while the VIX will gradually, obviously, terminate this spike, the dollar should basically commence this fall. But volatility might might just still continue with the VIX, I mean, while this dollar actually starts the leg, because there's a lot of things, there are a lot of things going on right here. Okay, so yes, to keep it short on this daily time frame, I believe we're actually in a wave 2. So basically we want this to actually occur here with the dollar index here on the daily time frame. Now moving on to the euro dollar, okay, on the daily time frame. This particular fractal, okay, and let me just move things back in time a little bit right here. Okay, now obviously this is our fourth wave right about here. It should be okay, and we have an expanding flat on the euro dollar, which we have. Okay, the only question that I have, and let me actually do things like this, okay, because I have the fractal here with black color on the right. So here we did that, which it could possibly be this, and we've topped, I mean, we bottom basically on this wave 4, and we're doing basically a wave 1, 2 in an expanding flat, or whatever this this may be. Okay, the only question that I have, because with this with such a high volatility in the markets, this could easily go until 1.15358 and then shoot on the upside, because that's obviously the support as well of here, obviously for this channel that I have drawn right here. So we have broken out of the channel, but something tells me that with this huge volatility, such a move would be very quick and basically to re-enter the bullish mode right after that. So in a sense that it will re-enter like this, right? And then obviously go down, back down. So what we need is the fifth leg on the upside. The smaller time frame, once we zoom into that, will actually tell you much more. Yeah, I need you guys to write me in the chat box just to make sure that your visual and audio is okay. Just please, for the ones who are actually present, just write them down there, okay, please. So I will continue. From the looks of it, everything's fine. So yes, let's just continue right about there. Dollar yen, okay, dollar yen. I will make things very simple, okay, because I'm getting the sense that we have a triangle going on right here, and what the dollar yen needs is basically to retag the 102.385 zone, which is the 88.6 right about here. So I'm thinking that this triangle, yeah, this A, B, C, D, E in this Y way for the termination of this B, because A, W, X, Y in a triangle double free in this primary B blue, and then basically the C leg to deliver that, just like this, deliver that after the triangle. But we are lacking, we are missing one leg in this E, and the overshoot, of course, just like it did here. Okay, now let me zoom things out a little bit so that you can actually get on track with what I'm saying. Okay, so right here, actually let me make things even bigger, because this entire thing is this entire thing, and we've bottomed at the 88.6 of that previous rise. Now what we need is to bottom right here at this 88.6 of this rise. So we will push on the upside with the USD JPY, because that's the pattern. It's a multi-year consolidation. So this tells me that the stock markets are preparing a big boom, right? I mean, another set of monetary stimulus, COVID-19 packages from the Feds, from the ECB, etc. Poop, 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 right? Lockdowns, news, COVID is in the past, US elections, Brexit. We have everything. We have a full plate, y'all. We have a full plate, right? And I will actually explain to you what I'm actually seeing on the indices moving into the elections. I already told you what I'm seeing with the dollar. So if the dollar softens, then this will make room, obviously, for the indices to rise gradually, because the way I see it, according to what's happening, fundamentally speaking, okay, these elections in the United States, don't actually think that on on November 3rd, you will know who the next, the next president of the United States is, or if Trump will remain president. I don't think we will know, because according to the polls and according to the procedures and what they're saying is the fact that this might take a while. So because of everything that's happening, it might be prolonged. The result might be delayed a little bit, which makes this a little bit more, complicated in a sense that translating into huge volatility on the charts. Simply put, because trading and charting is what? Human beings by trading decisions, emotions. Obviously, elections will affect that, so we are basically trading on emotions. That's basically what the charts actually tells. So this was a barrier triangle, right? Because the pattern was let's keep it simple. Don't mind the labels, right? In fact, let me just do this, right? So you don't see anything. Now, right here, this triangle, right? This was a barrier triangle. So you see the lower line is flat, the upper line is declining right there. So it's a triangle no matter what, right? But so is this barrier triangle. And you can actually see, our top right here is this top right here, okay? And our top right here is basically this top right here. So what we have is a consolidation, right? Consolidation, spike, spike, and the triangle, right? Whatever, and then because this is wave A in the other one, right? Or WXYXZ, depending on how you label it, but it doesn't really make a difference. The point is that the triangle remains intact, and there is a very strong support awaiting for it to be broken. So similar to what happened before with the USD JPY. The reason why I'm actually emphasizing so much on the dollar and the dollar yen right now is because the markets are focusing on dollar yen, because the yen is key for everything right now, translating into volatility, safe haven asset, etc. So just like it did here, right? It tagged the bottom 3 times. It tagged the bottom 3 times right here. We're gonna shoot up here. That's my personal opinion in this type of sequence, to basically overshoot a little bit right here, retag the C wave tops right here, 106.25, and then go down to 102.385. And after that, don't think that this is just going to be like this. Oh, no. This is going to be big up. All right? So, yeah, hope you get the picture, because I've been screaming about this for quite some time, and now it's happening, and I don't want to hear it when actually starts and you guys are not ready. And yeah. Moving on. Given that said, given what I said about dollar yen rising and then tanking like that, well, it would allow gold to actually deliver this, because we do have a complete corrective, let's say, pattern for that. For gold to actually deliver this, even if it's limited in, and check this out, W, A, B, C, X, Y, right? Even if that, the upside is not going to happen anymore, or whatever. But I'm getting the sense that because of this volatility, right, gold might just shoot here, because it's uncertain what's happening. The VIX is spiking and it's too much, right? The markets are tanking. So yeah, just like Oleg says, agrees with what I said about the US elections, that they might be delayed. Yes, Oleg says that mid-December is most likely to actually be the date where we're gonna know the POTUS, who the POTUS will be or is. Yeah. So basically, yeah, with gold, I'm still inclining for this sequence. All right. Even though, and I know what you're seeing. Oh, look at this trend line, right? It means nothing. It means nothing yet. Don't you worry, okay? Because we still have this trend line, and it can still do the overshoot right here before it has another surprise. Nothing is broken yet, okay? Only if the next move would breach through 1836, then yes, of course, we'll be having one of those prolonged patterns in which, let's say, this will be the third wave right here. How? Well, this one will be here. Yeah, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and that's our 3, making this a larger degree correction. But still, wave 4 should correct limited like 38.2, right? So as I said, must not XAUUSD here on the daily chart must not breach 1836. Because if it does, it's serious, right? Wearing something else. If we've actually completed wave X of the running flat from the weekly chart, and we're just going here, guys. That's my next view. But I don't think. I mean, I'm not going to jump the gun here. I don't think that will actually happen. I still believe in the upside. Yeah. Now, moving on a little bit right here with the indexes. I'm gonna kick things off with DAX here on the daily, right? Now, according to what I said before, we have indeed started the drop, right? I was actually, posting levels right here, and I was signaling right here, doing Elliott wave doses and stuff like that. All this, actually no, from the top right there, right? So I actually explained the possibility for this to actually start dropping as well. Explain to you why now it's happening, because the VIX is indeed spiking, right? Now, what would I be expecting? Now, of course, don't mind all these fractals and stuff like that. These are just for like because these are fractals that actually occurred before. This one happened here, it happened here, and this one happened here. Whatever, right? But don't mind. Today's focus is this. All right, the May-December 2018 fractal. Right. Let me actually do this. Okay, so just bear with me 1 second, right? You can see how well it resembles it, right? So basically, what we have right here is we have this, which was this. We have this, which was this, right? Then we have this little piece right here, which is annoying, right? Because it can still be, for me, it can still be this, and this little piece right here has just been prolonged, like has a bigger move. However, in this type of sequence, we would be expecting something on the upside because it is channeling. So we would either retest this or all the way to the top, right? I would actually say we will retest this because after such a big fall, it's going to bump its head off, of course, in some previous vibration zones right here, most probably 12,200, something like that. Okay. So that's basically what I'm thinking, but I am inclining to one last fall to deliver the divergence for the DAX. I will actually explain to you why when we move on to, when we actually zoom into the 4-hour chart or something like that. But the sequence that I'm actually having, you can actually see, right? So moving forward, I'm going to be looking for this type of running flats and basically a decent correction, because you see this fractal actually happened right here, okay? And it's actually this fractal. Let me just go back in time. Okay, it's actually this fractal right about here after that. So it's actually this one, you see. And right there, and this move for us in real time is actually more abrupt, let's say. Could this be the entire thing or not, and we're shooting on the upside? Well, it remains to be seen. But for sure, we're going to have a decent correction right about there, or a running flat or something like that. So in other words, Fractals are fractals. The sequence needs to be the same, or the aggression behind buying and selling, right? Modern Picasso says feels like a WXY 1000. Wow, 1700s. Currently, if you look at silver, is not impulsive move. Yes, well, that's what I was actually explaining, because they might be in a very big contraction period, but I mean silver or white metals. However, I don't really know for sure until it's invalidated, right? So we don't know for sure what exactly it will be, because gold can easily rise now with this volatility, right? And by zooming in to the smaller time frames, you'll be able to see why I'm not giving up. Yes, gold. Thank you, Picasso. Gold still has a chance to move up. Okay, the invalidation, I told you the level on the daily, right? So let's not get confused here. We'll basically need exactly a confirmation or something like that for that type of continuation. So in other words, as a summary for the DAX, right? One more low divergence here on the small time frames. I'm expecting something on the upside. We'll see exactly what. Okay, we'll see exactly what, because the VIX might have more to go on the upside. Now, moving forward, Dow Jones daily time frame. Well, I cannot stop noticing this type of pattern that actually occurred. I think this was April, May. Yes, April, May, right after the lockdowns and the COVID pandemic and stuff like that, fears period, VIX spiking, etc. So from the 9th of April until May 2020. Basically, this pattern, you can actually see it, right? It's either WXY or triangle or some sort, because it did that before. Okay, it did that before right here. You can actually see it, 24th of April 2019 until 1st of October 2019. So this barrier triangle, right? What I'm actually labeling it like as of now, okay, because I've been screaming about this during the after that I've been posting a video on the YouTube channel. Check it out with the market crash sequence. It's happening exactly like I said, y'all. Okay, this is how I've used a lot of things, fractals, Elliott wave, etc., to actually catch this and tag these tops, right? So yeah, now you can actually see the how it actually looks like. And this type of pattern, you'll also be able to see it right here in this one, right? It's actually here, which actually happened, January 2019, February 2020 fractal, which is that entire thing on the upside, which is our current move on the upside, and then the big drop right after it, right? So according to that, okay, well, this was a COVID pandemic, and you can see it has a lot of room to go on the downside, right? I mean, yes, we did a correction right there. This was the correction, and we corrected here, we corrected here. We're basically doing this, right? And we're doing some vibration here right before the last drop and the rise, right? This is what I would be expecting here, y'all. So I'm suspecting some vibration right about here. Last drop as a surprise, tag the bottoms, and then boom on the upside, right? Well, what are the levels to actually look for these? It's quite simple. I mean, you can treat this normally as a triangle from this bottom to this. We're just going to measure primary B turquoise right here. Let me remove the magnet. All right, primary turquoise right about here. So it should be the because 61.8 we already touched it, right? And this is good. But 25,550 would be great, right? That should be, this zone right here should be, regardless of the structure, because we're ending 5 waves down, right? Regardless of the structure, we're going to have something on the upside. And my personal opinion, it is important to be positioned here. Just like I said here, it is important to be positioned here. That's what I said here on this previous Elliott wave doses. Nice fractals. Yeah, thank you, Modern Picasso. Nice name, bro. All right, so it's important to be positioned here because in any type of sequence, regardless of what this is, and believe me, guys, I think it's this, right? This is what I believe, but I think it's gonna do what it did here. So let's just, you know, move things here a little bit and actually see where we at in real time, right? Now, of course, you might say, "Oh man, but this went way too high." Well, yeah, that's what they do. That's what they did even after the February 2018 drop, right? The new all-time high was like, "Whoa," you know. But anyway, this time it didn't do it. But that's the point. That's what they do, right? They do go up like that, making you think that it's a bull market. But if you know the sequence behind it, it's not, right? So just like here, this barrier triangle. Now, obviously, where are we located? Where would be located right here in this C wave, right? That's why I said I'm expecting some vibration. You know, right here, last drop, and then boom on the upside to retag these, at least this consolidation, right? To retag these. So in a barrier triangle, right? I mean, you can actually see the upper line is flat. The lower line goes with the trend, and because this is a bullish triangle, let's say, right? So it is important. I'm spending so much time on the daily charts because of the importance of this current volatility in the markets. I'm not just gonna ramp on up on you know on these charts like all the naysayers, because they have, I mean, remember them. They were bullish at the tops, and I'm pretty sure they will be bearish right here. I'm pretty sure they will. So watch out for who you're following, right? Because it costs a lot, let's say. So in my personal opinion, I would actually think that we will be actually completing this wave C soon. I do see a little bit of more downside. I will explain to you why. And then basically for us to commence this type of move, but in an ABC, okay? So we would need to basically to test and gain support on this for this ABC, which would be this type of correction right about here. Following that, so we can retag these tops right here. So as of, I mean, yeah. So if you actually put it logically, hey, this guy is saying that we're gonna tag 29,193. Wow. Yeah, and what's the level? Well, 25,550. So what is this guy saying again? Well, yeah, well, he says that Dow Jones might just rise 3,600 pips from 25,550 levels, right? Risk over reward? Well, dudes, okay, it mustn't. I mean, it has to gain support on this trend line. I will actually show you, I mean, explain to you the importance. It mustn't be broken, because otherwise, this type of sequence and the triangle and the correction actually transcends into something much bigger like this, because it has the right. We are basically in a major contraction period ever since February 2nd, 2019 in these markets. So I mean, let's take it in stages. Let's take it in stages and gradually. First of all, we need to gain support at 25,550. If it doesn't gain support on that, no chance we should, break below 24,400, because if that happens, really, it's a falling knife. It should be a falling knife, y'all, okay? So even after the correction, I mean, if it does that, it bumps its head again and then, shoots it, this will be a falling knife right here. So we must be ready. In this case, obviously, the next supports would be the 61.8 and 17.6 in this type of triangle, let's say, because it's not going to be a barrier triangle anymore. It's going to be something else. So yeah. If it falls right here, if it breaches the 24,400, next levels, because believe me, there's not going to be a consolidation or something and this. No, right? Just a falling knife. And just like the COVID, because Germany just entered yesterday officially lockdowns, right? France is most likely next. They're talking and this and that. All these things are, mass media is affecting the markets and stuff like that. Who knows what Trump will tweet? And there we go. The markets are crashing, right? Just like they did before. But we must be careful. So in a nutshell, right? On this Dow Jones daily time frame, 25,550 should be a support, whatever it decides to do. According to the sequence of it, we'll see if it has the juice and the power to actually retag the tops and go all the way to 29,193. If by any chance we will just be correcting, and this will be a correction, a bear flag or something like that to, shoot it down, obviously we're going to watch 61.8 of this entire move to see what's up. Are we going to crash, or we're going at least, like, because it's not going to be 38.2, it's going to be 61.8, obviously, and it's 22,400 in a GP. So yeah, interesting. So I spent so much time on the US 30, right? But the next ones will be quicker. Let's say S&P 500 right here, as you actually can see. And one thing that I need to note, this hasn't created a new all-time high, okay, while the S&P did. So this is basically a typical divergence between them. They started falling. S&P 500 did create a new all-time high. Nasdaq, not to mention Nasdaq, obviously it's Nasdaq. This is exactly what's driving the markets right now, because there's nothing else driving the markets except tech. So same thing, right? On the S&P 500 here on the daily time frame, we have this type of consolidation right here, which occurred before October 2019. Wow, look at that. Let's see, when is that, right? Look at this, right? It's the same type of, it's a sequence behind it. So if you have a keen eye, you'll be able to actually see this type of things. Obviously, with experience, by the more time you spend on the charts, the more you actually spot these things. So yeah, triangle right here or a complex correction WXY doesn't really make a difference, right? The important thing is the sequence behind it. Upper line flat, okay, or exceeding the actual tops. Perfectly normal. All right, let's move on. So what if we do have this on a very big time frame, right? Because we still have, look at, after the pandemic, after COVID lows in March, right? Look at how much we rose, and look at how less we actually corrected. This thing still has juice inside it. It does, especially after it created a new all-time high, right? And this is just, barely starting. But we need to actually have that. What's the sequence behind it? Well, I'm labeling this as a WX. I will explain why. Of course, if you're gonna take a look at the daily chart, you say, okay, no, dude, this is an ABC, WX. Yeah, sure, whatever. Making this an ABC, right? Y, or in the Y, A, B, C. Doesn't make a difference, because the next move, if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, next move is up, because it's terminating this pattern. If it's a WXABC, still the next move is up, right? So even if it's correction, so we're gonna be watching 61.8 right there, 3,400 area, right, for us to actually see what's up. Are we gonna have this type of bull, or are we just gonna, correct? Because if we're gonna be correcting, it's not good, right? So yeah. Next, Nasdaq on the daily time frame as well. Well, unlike those running flats that it really likes to do in these type of bull markets and stuff like that, right? Well, it's doing something else, right? It's doing some sort of a correction. It is a correction. You can, the way I'm actually seeing things right here is basically in a flat correction. It might be a triangle or something like that, but I don't think it is, right? I think it's a, honestly, I think it's a wave 2, y'all. I think it's a wave 2 in a correction. Of course, it's complex, right? It's a complex structure. You might label it as, because there is this correction in the middle, W, and then A, B, C, right? By the way, that correction that I mentioned, I mean on S&P 500 and stuff like that, you can also see it right here on the NASDAQ as well, and on all of them, right? Similar to what they did before. And even on NASDAQ, you can actually see this is indeed a barrier triangle, right? You can actually see it. So, yeah. So A was here, and then A, B, C, D, E, or however you want to label it, W, X, A, B, C, you know. But anyway, it's a barrier triangle, y'all. It's an A, B, C, D, E. So barrier triangle, which it did it here as well. Barrier triangle or WXY pattern. But the important thing is that the sequence is the same, right? So what am I saying here? Last drop. And watch for support, y'all, because it's very easy. Even if we're going to use some traditional technical analysis tools, obviously we're going to be watching 78.6, 88.6. Preferably, this thing just drop and, you know, basically connect these points, so we can have at least this for whatever it wants to do. Because by looking at the pandemic fall right here, if that is the case, then we're gonna be doing this, and you know, this is a big drop. Yeah, can this still pass as a wave 2? Well, yeah. 30.2 is the bare minimum it should retrace, right? But it can also retrace 61.8, which by coincidence is the bull market's trend line right here. So up, right? No matter what. Yeah, so practically this is what I've wanted to explain to you all right about here. Okay, let's see. Okay, problems with the mouse. Let's put it back. So on the, I mean, as you guys can actually see on the US indices, I'm actually inclining towards a bigger move on the upside. However, for the EU indices, I'm not really, because something is cooking. And the way I see things is that this correction is, you know, we have corrected 38.2 right now with the DAX from the pandemic, I mean, post-COVID, right? So after March, between March 2020 and September 2020, we corrected 38.2. So this makes me wonder, can we have a complete pattern right here? Sure. Yep. Am I gonna continue? I mean, am I bearish right here? Well, no. I think it's time for something on the upside, but I want last drop. Okay. So for that, for the last drop and stuff like that and this and that, right? Let's zoom in to the actual charts. And I need you guys to tell me, which should I kick things off? Should I kick things off with Forex, metals, crude oil, or should I continue with the indices on the smaller time frames, 4 hours, etc.? So answer my question, please. There's a chat box right there. Just go ahead, because in the meantime, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the VIX, the volatility index, right? And this is important, y'all, because remember who told you that this thing is gonna start rising, right? I've been screaming about this for a while now, and now it's happening. And you know how it is. The wolf is coming. Wolf is coming. Well, guess what? The wolf is coming. So now the VIX, I think it started a C wave. So we have a 1-2, and I have this fractal right here for what it did before. Yeah. Let's go back and see this little baby right about here. So this correction is this one, But you can see that this actually extended. So, dudes, this we might have a 1-2 here and bow. You know, how will we know that? Let's continue and I will tell you. Okay. Now, previously, obviously, we actually hit something higher. We hit the 300% right there, and you'll see it on the, because this is the CBOE VIX. I will go on the TVC on the 15-minute chart. This is the 2-hour chart on the VIX, right? The volatility index. So we might have completed 3. We're in the 4, and we're retagging because the markets are not yet, you know, this thing hasn't really, you know, what am I saying? While this rose, the market was closed, and now that it's open again, this is showing down right here, but it did go on the upside. Let me show you, all right? So the level was 40.3, something like that, and you can actually see right here, 40.5, the actual top. Let's take it in slow motion, right about here, the VIX, yeah? Because the way we actually have this wave 2 right here, right? 1-2. And remember what I said, that this might be this might be a 1-2 of its own, but we have to correct 61.8 of this entire thing. So we might go here before that. Does it look like it wants to? Nope. Nope, it does not. As you can see, I'm already labeling it as a 1-2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So gap here, okay, gap here. None of them filled. We have a gap today, but this one has been filled. So, as you can actually see, this thing really wants to do the 5th. Can this be prolonged? How deep, how big it will be and stuff like that? Well, from what I know, the VIX really likes the 5th, just like indices do like the 5th. So, it might be brutal. Moving forward. Okay, Oleg says, continue with the indices to complete the topic. Yep, perfect thinking. Thank you very much. Yes. All right, let's kick things off a little bit. I mean, 4-hour charts on indices from now on, guys. CAC 30 France, because it's so, you know, trending right now with with COVID and you know, measures for pandemic lockdowns, etc. We're gonna stay in the house. Wow, it's super. You know, it's like yeah. But all this entire thing after the COVID up was in 8th of January 2020. Now we both know, and we all know, that U.S. indices did go higher, 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 right? So this thing has not managed to create a new high. Instead, what did it do? While the US markets were going up, this thing just corrected, and it's correcting still, right? So typically, it's it's a prolonged consolidation. This is a B wave, right? And it took it a long time to correct. How much it took compared to that, you know? So compared to the period right here, we have like bullish days 171 bars, and we have, let's say, consolidation for like 297 bars. So it fits as a correction. So no matter what someone tells me, like, no, this is not a correction, this is not possible for this to be so long, in duration and time, you know, in length and time and duration, etc. Yes, it can, right? So let's actually continue right about there. Okay, what did I do? What's happening? Oh man, whatever. Yep. Okay, let's continue. The way I'm labeling this is in a B wave, right? In a complex consolidation. We have W, X, Y, X, Z in a triangle right here. Of course, Z can be here as well. The last move should complete the pattern. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, triangle right here, 5, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Z is here, and we're doing 1, 2, 1, 2, or running flat 1, 2. 1, 2, running flat, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's only normal for this thing to retag this previously broken, because right now it's broken with that gap. So I would say more downside, y'all. Okay, more downside, even if it's the last leg in this fifth. 2, 1, 3, 4, right? Like this. 3, 4, 5, 3, or maybe this is an A, B, C. In other words, in all scenarios, we still need one move down to deliver this divergence, which is not here. It's not here. More downside. Similar to CAC, the DAX, Germany, 30, is indeed also providing that. Now, if I would actually go back on what I mentioned on that fractal for the DAX, right? Remember how I said that this thing can be, I mean, in that type of sequence, right? Because I'm labeling this as an A, B, C, right? It can also be, if it's a very complex structure like the one it's labeled before, WXYXZ, well, you know, it's a bit dodgy, because this entire thing can become a W, and that's basically the X, and we're continuing on the downside. But in all scenarios, short-term wise, until the next Elliott wave does, I will leave you basically with the most important thing, because you guys obviously just want to know, hey man, what's going to happen next, right? Well, according to what I'm seeing and my personal opinion, this is not an investment advice or something like that. Obviously, it's market commentary. You know, you trade what you see, not what you are told from others, right? You are entitled to make your own intelligent decisions. So we had the consolidation right here in this one, right? We're starting the downside. Is this an A, B, C? Well, regardless of what this is, fifth in the sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, still remains. And currently, right, we don't really have the divergence yet, even though it did that. But by taking a look at the small time frames, I'm getting to think that this just might be some sort of running flat or triangle or whatever, right, in this fourth wave. So it's just extending the duration, right, extending the complexity behind it. But if it is like I'm saying, like 1, 2, this will be 3, 4, and then 5, right? Wait a minute. At least until here, for us to see what will happen, right? If it's an A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, still in both scenarios, this implies a move on the downside, right? And then divergence, and we will go up, but very important to watch these levels: 1,770, 1,000, not 1,000, 11,770, 11,800, right there, to see what's happening, to see how this move actually starts. Because if it's impulsive, it should be gaining support on this head and shoulders to provide a lot of one of these. If this is impulsive and this is impulsive and we're just gonna correct right here, well, this opens the door for this move until here. Because what I said on the upside on, what I said on DAX on the daily time frame still remains valid. So if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, well, maybe there will be some timestamps available on this video. Just check them out. You can always go to your preferred symbol, right? Continuing, right? FTSE on this daily time frame. I'm gonna just talk a little bit about it. The fractal is basically from February, March 2018. Right? After it crashed, and just the way this running flat was here, I'm basically placing it as a B right here. So A, B, and leading diagonal in 1. And check this out, right? This might be a wave 2 right here, and then continue on the downside. However, it has multiple possibilities, but all of them are actually bearish, right? Because 2 can be here, and then this is the running flat in the 2 right here. And we're just, Monday, we're going to open with a gap, or basically because the market is still open now on the FTSE, for trading. Maybe we'll continue along with DAX and CAC, etc. right, and the US. So to basically tag some fibs. As you can actually see, we're approaching the 61.8 right here on from the COVID, post-COVID, from March until June, and this thing hasn't even retraced like DAX or US 30, S&P, Nasdaq especially. Barely retraced right here. So might as well even tag the bottoms, y'all, because this one actually did before. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually tag 78.6, 78.6 range right here. So yeah, next. Indices, US 30 4-hour time frame. Yeah. How am I labeling this correction, right? Well, we have this in the middle, so this makes me label it as WABC, of course, like this, right? So, but still, this is corrective as well. So this one is, you see exactly what I told you about this, these type of running flats and this type of corrections, right? Look at this, January 19, February 2020 fractals, right? We have this, which was this. We have this, which was this. We have this, which was this. And now we're basically starting all over again, right? On the US 30. So, I mean, the downside. How am I labeling this is W and then correction X, right? In an expanding flat. And then Y. A, running flat B, and then C wave impulse. Divergence is not yet there, y'all. But it does need one little, push over the cliff for that to be actually, valid. So I'm suspecting, after this fall, I'm suspecting something on the upside. I'm saying like this. Once this divergence actually becomes a reality, for me, it would be important to be positioned right here after this fall. Will this be impulsive and just drop? Well, if the divergence fades, in other words, if this volumes will become here like this, well, we can say goodbye to the divergence. It's not going to happen here. It's just going to bump its head and continue because guess what? It's extending. So this is what I want to see. I want to see if the markets will extend or not moving forward. Also here, when it rises, we'll see how it rises, what type of sequence it has. So stay tuned for the next Elliott wave dose. If you need help with these type of things, just shoot me a quick message, whatever you have me on, Telegram, Skype, etc. Or go on the website and or write me a message right here and stuff like that. Just shoot me a quick message and we'll respond to you. So again, if you need any trading assistance, let's say, or some extra opinions, just let me know. Next one, S&P 500 on the 4-hour time frame, similar to the US 30, obviously, right? Still the expanding flat right here in this X wave, right? And then running flat in a B wave, and then obviously the move on the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 here. Yeah, doesn't matter. Point is that we should have we should have the fifth leg. Important for this divergence to remain a reality, so it can actually gain support somewhere between 3192 and 3180. S&P 500 needs to gain support there. If it does, it's going to go back and retag this. But if this is what because guys, WX ABC, what if this is going to be A, B? Or what if the C wave is extending? This is 1 in C, 2, boom. Because take a look at this, how it happened before. Yeah? And take a look at this fractals. This is October, December 2018 fractal. Notice the resemblance of it. Yeah? This is how it rose before. January to, these are all these three are fractals, which occurred between January 2019, February 2020 period, right? So first it rose like that. Look at this, right? And then it did that barrier triangle that we love so much. well, it did that type of sequence behind it as well in this type of correction. Then it rose like that. Well, guess what? It rose like that. Now it's dropping. How is it dropping? This is this. This will be this. That's why for me it's important to realize if we're going up with the markets or not. The moving averages are not agreeing. Here we're trading below them. These are 200 EMAs and MA. So yeah. Plus, you know, it's kind of dodgy, y'all, because if I would actually, you know, do a simple measurement until the 100%, right? Or actually 261.8 of this AB, you know, for the C maximum, let's say 61.8, free 60, supposed to be a resistance, and that's what it did before, right? So watch out for this move up. Obviously, right now, supposed to go down and deliver the fifth leg. Then correction, maybe a wave 2. It's important to understand how it moves. And if you need help with that, let me know. I'm right here. NASDAQ, here on the 4-hour time frame, right? So the VIX is most likely spiking. Right now because all of them are actually have been going down while I was actually streaming this live on YouTube, which is on track with what I said because you know I'm expecting something here on the downside, right? So notice that I'm expecting a divergence right here. So how am I actually gonna allow this? I mean, allow NASDAQ to actually rise like that would be in an ending diagonal in the fifth, which is also a leading diagonal in A. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and guess what? Ending diagonal, y'all, okay? ABC, 1, 2, ABC, 3, 4, 5, divergence, boom, B. So you see, NASDAQ is pointing me already down right here. But we'll see if this rise right here will be resembling this as a fractal sequence, etc. And we'll see, of course, what's going to happen at 61.8 of this of this drop. So here, whenever it will stop and it will start going up, 61.8 of that. By the looks of it, obviously, you can actually, just it's very simple. This is 11,710. Let's make it round. 11,700 levels should be watched from around 11,000. Actually, no, 10,900, something like that. But we will see. We will see. If it breaches through, then we can forget about it. We're just in, right? Yeah. So there's still chances for the bounce, but the important thing is that, okay, let me do this again. The important thing is that, okay, let's go on DAX, for instance. The important thing is that I did my part and I provided these levels here. I've been screaming about this and, telling you all right here. So for the DAX, 13,400. For the FTSE right here, right? 6,055 was the entry right here with these orders, which was posted on the website. So this is what my traders actually get from my side. And right here with the US 30, right there, right, with the 28,800. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm doing daily updates. My guys actually know exactly what's on my mind every single day, right, on the updates, Elliott wave counts, etc. And with the S&P 500, the legendary 3585. Look at this, fantastic, right? And also, tagged this 88.6 and explained that, and signals, etc., right? And the NASDAQ as well. But this one, made the overshoot right here. It's okay. It was stingy, didn't want to give 12,500, but we caught 12,200. It's fine. So moving forward, right? Let me see what the VIX is actually doing right here. Now, guys, check this out, okay? it's important for the VIX to create a new high right now. And this is a 15-minute chart. And I've been asked, why are you spending 15-minute chart, yo? Well, because of the importance behind the VIX, right? That's the most important thing right now. Because I want to decipher if we're going to continue or not. And by the looks of it, I need something to actually tag 41 for me to be actually, clear. By the looks of it, and this is not going to be necessarily bad. If we do drop here and we gain support 61.8, well, it's actually not, this puts us in the wave 2 consolidation for wave 2 correction for indices, and then the crash. Because according to that, it will be this, like that, right? I mean, this one, and we're still going to be left off with the rise, which makes this a 1, 2, and we're going to have basically the 3, 4, 5. Then, of course, bull markets revive and, whatever. How would this fit? It's still a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then we're just doing ABC right here, 2, 1, or 1, whatever. 1, 2, 3, boom. The important thing is from the support should be from here to here, 61.8 retracement, most probably this gap. Yeah, so you can see I have 2 areas right here for support, which this one works until now. The other area is this. One way or another, we should have that last leg on the indices moving forward, right? Now, last but not least, actually it's not last. It's for the indices. Let's just talk a little bit about Bitcoin, because the way I see it, we might be doing either a running flat or something like that, and we are completing 5 waves up, which would allow Bitcoin to actually start dropping and correct a little bit. I do see something like something lower than 9,900, something lower than 10,000, let's say, right? So we'll need to actually see this running on the downside, in other words, right? Because I'm labeling it as a WX, and I think that we tag the tops in this false breakout with the X wave, and I believe we're basically on our way to actually go down. Now, intraday. Basically, I'm gonna continue with the Forex metals and basically WTI right after that, and we'll call it a day. Now, dollar index here on the 2-hour time frame. Well, we had a first leg right there, and I've been actually I've been inclining for this to be a running flat. Instead, it's not, right? It's an expanding flat right here. How? Well, it's like this: ABC, W, ABC, X, A, B, right? A running flat in this B, and then a 5-wave sequence on the upside. Could this be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Well, yeah, but I think this correction is too small, so it's actually part of this entire thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It hasn't tagged 1, right, which is cool, and should be going on the upside along with the VIX if it spikes. Do I believe that this is like super massive bull? Not necessarily, because we do have a divergence right here. So the imminent reversals would be on the dollar index 94.54 and 94.37. I believe that we're going to have a resistance there. Okay, that's what I think. Even if we tag the tops, but we should not tag the tops, obviously, for more confidence, for the pattern structure, etc. I don't even now. I don't like this being a free how it started. I don't like the way it started for the downside, but if in an ending diagonal, it might be. If it's gonna be an ending diagonal, A, B, C, 1, and then continuing, right? So until further notice, it's For me, what I'm actually thinking intraday wise, because this is a 2-hour chart, divergence right here after this last push, and then we should be able to see dollar dropping as per what I said on the daily time frame. Now euro dollar, according to what I said, okay, for this bull to remain valid, we mustn't break something like this. So I don't want to see something lower than 1.16125 because it can do that. And we don't really have such a nice divergence yet, although on this next drop it might provide the chance to for a bull trade. But if this is it, it better do it now, because otherwise it's going much lower to the 38.2 of that, what I actually shown you on the daily time frame, which makes everything change, which I don't like it, but personally I like to see this running now on the upside instead of seeing it going down and then rise. The fifth, don't get me wrong, the fifth wave will come. I mean, this upside will come, regardless of if it comes here or from lower. It's fine. The important thing is that we have a, let's say, diagonal here, and this is an expanding flat as well on it. Just like the dollar index should be wanting to gain support on this box right here, 1.1658 and 1.16367, but not lower than 1.16125. So yeah, I would be expecting some sort of divergence here to actually shoot things up, and we'll see how much power it will have until then, right? Because if the dollar actually starts dropping and the indices start rising, the VIX will do that correction, and it will allow these markets to take advantage of the dollar's weakness, right? Because that's why the dollar is actually going up, the VIX is spiking. So yeah, pound dollar here on the 2-hour time frame. I was actually expecting, the diagonal in this Z wave, right? Well, I said, you know what? Let me give the bearish scenario a go, because it has tagged this, and I don't like the fact that it went lower than 1.2909. So for me, it's kind of invalidating the scenario on the upside, which makes me put this B wave right here and the triple free pattern complete. So after it dropped, we had a W, X, Y, triangle in X, and the Z wave in an impulse, right? So it fits. We did hit the fibs, I mean at least 50%, which it's legit, right? So yeah, now from what I'm actually seeing, we could be channeling with a pound dollar. So it really needs to show something impulsive. It needs to go above this channel, because the only way this will be, a C wave, is if it continues here, and yeah, it's gonna channel right after that and deliver the C, which makes the EURUSD go down, like I said. But hey, we will see. The other thing is that there are Brexit news along there, so it's interesting to see what's going to happen with a pound dollar. It can become bearish. FTSE can go down along with the pound US dollar. So yeah, pretty much. Now we shall continue. Basically, look, in a nutshell, for the GBPUSD, I've turned bearish, but I want to see if it works, because if I see something higher than 1.3035, then it's simply gonna, the bulls will, the bullish scenario will come back into play, and we'll see if it has the strength for it. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and if you guys can actually help me out here, what is this? Like, it's already extending in corrections. Something happened here with this impulse, but it has exceeded the bottom, so I cannot label it as a 1-2 anymore, right? Even as an AB, how would I label it as an AB? Because the correction comes from way back. It's already correcting way too much, right, in duration and time. So I think that maybe we've kind of completed something around here, even if, I mean, honestly, all it has to do is tag this, and that's it, you know, that's it. So it's basically transforms into an A, B, C, W, and then we're still going to go up with the Euro X and then Y. Still fine, but in a nutshell, I want to see if this channel holds, right? If we're going to have this, boom, because it's going to go up right after that. But I want to see if the channel holds. Next, dollar yen, yeah. You know that triangle that I was talking about? Yeah, this is a 4-hour chart on a dollar yen. So the triangle is basically A, B, C, D. How is this D, right? A, B, and then C wave in an ending diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last dip. Just like this, it did, which I took this fractal from the daily, from the previous triangle. Yep, you guessed it. So divergence, which is diverging right now, right? But I mean, it has the right to shoot. It's okay. It has the right to deliver this, deliver the overshoot. Boom, surprise. Guess what this will be? Well, you guessed it. Maybe presidential elections or something like that prior to that, right? But I do believe that the result for the presidential elections would be positive for this USD JPY, which makes you wonder for the pattern drive I have been explaining for the indices, for the bullish scenario right there. Levels are there. Go on the timestamps or scroll down, you know. USD Swiss, dollar Swiss. Still we're correcting. This was corrective as well. This is correcting as well. What is this, y'all? You know, it might be a triangle or something like that. I need to go on the higher time frame. I'm not proud of this, you know, wave count right here. It is, I mean, it is legit, let's say, in an AB, prolonged B, in the, you know, triple free. Nobody likes this type of corrections. Nobody likes to label them, of course, but we have to, right? So something has completed here. Something has completed here, but it's still starting. You know, it's starting a bull, to be honest with you, right? Starting something bullish. We'll see basically on the next divergence what it will actually be, because as you can actually see, because this can pass as 1, 2. This can also pass as 1, 2. This can also pass as 1, 2, 3. Correct. 5, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then, well, right? Let's keep it simple. A, B, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and then boom, right? Let's not, I mean, come on, USD Swiss, you need to actually correct once you tag these things, so we can have a WX right here, so we can continue on the downside. Don't be mean, right? Because I don't know, guys. I need more strings to it. As you can actually see, this kind of paves the way because divergence is not yet done. If you're gonna ask me intraday wise, okay, man. I mean, for next week, what's in the menu? Well, this, right? Yeah, dollar CAD, 2-hour time frame as well. Similar, you see the similarity behind USD CAD and USD Swiss. We have a W right here. We have a free in this, so it's a day, right? Then we have a free in this, so it's a B, let's say, and then extension in C. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so free. 4. We tag the 30.2. We should be, even if this is a triangle or something like that, but it's not, we should be doing this. Divergence down. Why am I saying that? You're gonna see why when I will actually go to the WTI. So we are actually doing that. Now, AUDUSD 2-hour time frame. I said, you know, I've been right about this getting support here with this harmonics, and you know, by labeling the B wave to have finished here. We did go up, right? But we went in another correction. What? Okay. I'm giving it the last chance. WX, Y, X, AB, and then C. Can this still be an ending diagonal just because it went like that? Well, yes, it can, which means that this was A and this is B, and we're basically doing but hey, we haven't exceeded the top, so it's still valid for this, right? So all we need to do is, you know, just do it like this and see It mustn't go higher, because if it does go higher, then obviously we're in this already. Yeah, but we must actually gain proper support right here. Divergence is brewing. It's right around the corner. I do believe that a little bit more downside, so I'm going to be watching for a bullish move next week on the AUD USD, at least like this. But I'm expecting 161.8, which is something like that right there. NZDUSD, similar to the AUDUSD. We have the A wave here, but this is just a running flat, right? Like how? Like this. Either WX, Y, X, Z, and we're going up, or just like how I'm labeling it, AB with a WX, Y, and then this, because it's different than the AUDUSD. This is one, because it's different in a sense that it's a leading. It can pass as a leading diagonal. One and two, right? I don't like the fact that, you know, this could be this A and then B, C right here. But for the NZDUSD, I don't want it to go lower than this. You know, I don't want it to go lower than this, especially not lower than these bottoms, because the direction up kind of fades away after that. So yeah. Metals. Let's move on to metals. Gold, right? It's doing something for sure. And I've been actually thinking about this up move, right? If and when it will actually start. Could this have started the move already? Yes, it met all the necessary requirements. We made a 78.6, 88.6 retracement. It took a while. WX, YX, AB, C right here in this, so we tagged it. Although I will tell you what I would like to see as a reversal path sequence right here. I would like to see this on gold. I'd like to see an ending diagonal, because it's one of its preferred patterns right here. So I'd like to see this, guys, as a termination point, because we don't have yet the proper bullish divergence. Even though it went up, and I want this upside, right? Still, for me to have a valid point, I would actually say that 1850 should be a better view, I would say. I mean, higher probability, right there. So yeah, still inclining for the VIX to affect the gold, right? And when it really starts to spike and something really happens in the markets, like something crucial, safe haven to shine on gold, or gold to shine on the safe haven sentiment once more, right? Silver, the same thing. We had an A, WX, AB, this was a complex B wave, yeah, WX, YX, Z, and then we're doing leading diagonal 1, 2, and then subdivision in 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, and this is 4. We should be rising, but because we should be dropping and delivering the divergence and then up. The point is that something higher than this, I mean 24.57, is bullish, because such a move would not be long, right? Such a move would not be long, and this would put us in a wave 1 position. Correction 2, gain support on this moving average, bam. So yeah, even with gold, if I would go back on gold, if this is a basically, because this is that running flat that I've been actually mentioning, right? 1, 2, or A, B, C, 1, because if we're doing a diagonal in C, we can start in an ABC 1. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, boom. That's the way it should be starting. Preferably gold, as I said, ending diagonal, not like this, and then go up. So yeah, still, this should be the support. 1910 should be the support right there. Last but not least, WTI. Well, woof, right? Well, I've been actually saying that this would become bearish for a while now, right? So after the ending diagonal that it did here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And we tag the top. Now with these orders, I placed them, and obviously the correction started. For both this, VIX spiked indeed, and indices actually started falling as well in the same time with crude oil because of the VIX, right? So the pattern is A, intermediate degree, and then check this out, WX triangle in Y. Wow. Yeah, it was difficult. It can still. Okay. We need to like do more of these guys because the divergence is here. Something on the upside is coming. Most probably it's gonna be this this fourth wave. If we break above this channel, then it's gonna become something else like this. So A, and we're prolonging W, X, A, B, C, Y. So this B will be here, but yes, we're still gonna have the sell-off. Don't you worry, right? If we're in the sell-off now, well, we might as well just go now because the VIX is spiking. Other chances, I don't see the VIX to actually do another thing. So you see, the bearish scenario and the VIX spike is growing more and more, right? This possibility for this to actually do that and then spike up more and the index is really crashing because of, I mean, WTI is showing that possibility as a potential, you know. Yes, Canadian dollar, Oleg, the Canadian dollar, I went through it. Either you watch this later on, you know what? Okay, because you're a good dude, I'm gonna do that. Quick summary right here. USDCAD, more upside divergence because we're ending an ABC right here in that because we've actually started from the tops. We started in a free wave move, so this is W, and then this is A, B. We're gonna count 5 waves up with including the extension in C. So 1, 2, 3. We're in the 4, 5 divergence, boom. But not like that, like this, lazy, but still down. Hope this is okay. Right before we go, I'd like us to discuss about a promotion. Let's make a promotion. I'm going to actually tell you about something that I have right here for the private sessions on the website. So if you guys like what you see, because I'm sure for the ones who actually were present for the previous Elliott wave doses, if you do like what you see, then you might as well check out this extra promotion. So this is available exclusively for the heavyweight package quarterly billing plan, and obviously it involves one-on-one sessions in which you can trade directly with me or with my assistants, right? So if you guys like what you see and if you need a wingman, if you want to team up, then yep, I could definitely assist you in the best possible way. So what is this about? This is basically about a heavyweight package, extra 30% heavyweight on the heavyweight package. So basically the cost, you introduce this coupon code and it will give you an extra 30% on top of the current current discounts. And guess what, right? Just like this says, right? The goal is to cover the expense in the first few trades. Now, if you don't cover this expense during our sessions, you get 50% money, 50% refund, your money back guarantee, right? The other 50% obviously is my time, but obviously it's kind of like a guarantee for you. It expires on the 1st of November, which is basically you know, tough luck, bro. Only 2 days left, right? Sunday. Today is Friday, so yeah, if you're watching this, that's it. There are two more coupons available, only 2. So yeah, first come, first served. That's basically what I wanted to say. If you want to work with me directly, this will give you a very cheap option for a considerable gain with me. So yeah, that's about it. That's what I wanted to actually say today. I hope you guys appreciate my work. If you do, then please help a brother out, give me a thumbs up, share it with your dog, friends, etc. And yeah, if you need to work with me or share some opinions, just shoot me a quick message. But don't forget about that like, help a brother out. And yeah, thanks a lot for your time. And until the next time we get together here, until next Friday, because these Elliott wave doses do happen every Friday. As I say to all my traders, until next time, stay in the green and many pips ahead. Bye for now, y'all.